It's Vertiz from the No More Black Tears podcast. Due to the podcast equipment being different, the sound quality has been affected. Sorry for the inconvenience. Please enjoy the episode.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
Yo, it's Vertiz, and this is the No More Black Tears podcast. We got Caesar Seeds in the house.
Let's go and get to it, man. So the first topic of the night, we're going to talk about perspective and perception. So C's, like people can have different perspectives, they can have different perceptions that basically help mold their perspective on certain situations. Like, what's just your thoughts on, all the different perspectives that we may have in certain situations and the way we may perceive certain situations?
That's the thing. The thing is, a lot of it, you know how people say it's not what you do, it's not necessarily what you do, it's how you do it. And it's the same thing with perception. Like a lot of our actions and the way we interact with people and do things is really dealing with perception. So it's like, okay, I think I'm gonna be perceived this way, so I need to do this action. Like, okay, oh, Shorty thinks I'm a player, so I need to chill out and be sweet to her and do this. Or, oh, somebody thinks I'm a bitch ass nigga, so I need to be, I need to be rah 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 and, show I'm tough and shit. So it's just different ways to like around it, like perception, how you perspective. And then it's like, it's kind of the same, they kind of go hand in hand. It's like with perspective is how you see things, and then your perception is it's also how you see things. It's like they're kind of they're what's the word, synonyms?
Yeah.
They're synonyms, but it's like it's two different things. I think your perspective is a lot more important than your perception, because I can perceive things, but when I have a perception of it, I'm looking at it, I'm analyzing it. Perception is just to me, in my definition, it's a quick glance. So it's like when you cut through all the bullshit, what you really want to do is, let me look at this from a perspective. And if I have a perspective, I can look at it from somebody else's view. I can assume somebody's perception of a situation or perception of me, but I have to put myself in somebody else's view, aka perception or perspective. My bad. I sound like fucking what's the dude from In Living Color? I feel like I'm talking like that.
Yeah.
I'm talking like like the nigga from Jet.
I look at it like this. So I look at my perception as something immediate. So I look at it like you and me are standing on the street and we see something go down. But I see one side of it, you see the other side of it, and I just look at it, boom. That's my immediate perception. My perspective, I look at it as a long-term thing. Like, okay, we done left the situation, I done gathered more information, and now I have able to curate my thoughts on it and give me perspective on the situation. So let's just say it was a man and a woman getting into it, and I saw the woman hit the man first, you saw the man hit the woman first. And so that was just my perception. So I'm like, yo, man, that woman was wrong because she hit him first. So like, that's fucked up or whatever. And he was like, nah, I saw the man hit her first. Like that's the immediate perception of it. But then when time goes by and I have time to actually curate more information and allow myself to evolve and grow with it, I get the perspective of, okay, cool. He did hit her first and she hit him back. And my perspective may be, yo, people just shouldn't put their hands on each other at all. Your perspective may be, no matter what happens, a man should never put his hands on a woman. I don't even care if she did hit him first, and that's what some people have. I think the trick is understand everyone has different perceptions. My bad. And what I mean, we do, but I want to start with perception. We all have different perceptions because we don't all start from the same starting point. Some of us come from two-parent households. Some of us come from single-parent households. Some of us, I got friends who grew up in the foster care system. Some of us have one sibling. Some of us have two. Some of us have three. Some of us, like you, C's, for example, you didn't have no brothers growing up. I had two brothers growing up. But guess what? I didn't have no sister. You got a sister growing up. So our perceptions on certain stuff is just different because we live through different things. So like the way we perceive stuff in the moment and the way we have, perceived stuff, in the past is just different because we don't have the same exact background. So that has molded our perspective on life. So the way you may think about certain stuff may be different than the way I think about certain stuff. So I might have had brothers to confide in. So for me, for example, I've seen my brothers cry. My brothers have seen me cry. So I've come from a household where men have seen men cry. So men being vulnerable with each other is acceptable because I've seen my brothers cry. They've seen me cry. You having a sister, maybe you didn't cry in front of your sister, or maybe you did cry in front of your sister, and that was maybe seen as feminine behavior. So maybe you might have the perspective of men don't cry in front of other men. That's not a manly thing to do. That's not masculine or whatever, because you never had the ability to be vulnerable around other men like I have. And these are things that we have to keep in mind when we're judging someone's decisions, their patterns, and how they move. How are they move? Like, why are they moving the way they move? Like I told MGH recently, my mindset is built on ask that extra question. Like, what's the why behind the thing? Because once you get to the why, then maybe you could potentially solve what's going on or at least have understanding. Now, you and me both have seen the movie Ender's Game. Great movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it, listeners. But there's a line that the little boy says in the movie. To truly know your enemy is to what, sees? To know yourself and love your enemy.
And that is a quote from Sun Tzu, The Art of War, one of the most famous books, but hey, art imitates life.
So, and a lot of times that's what we have to do when we're trying to create these perceptions and guide our perspectives on situations is, are we taking the time to truly understand the people around us? Are we taking the time to understand why people make the decisions they made? Because everyone don't have the same options available to them. So you might be judging someone on a decision they made, but they didn't have that option. You might be saying, yo, C's, why you made a left on St. Boulevard? You could have made the right and got to the restaurant faster. I'm like, in another state telling you how it was when I was there 3 years ago. But guess what? They done did reconstruction. Yeah. So they done blocked off that road. So the only option I had was to make the turn I made. That's why I'm telling you it took me much longer. Like a lot of times people don't have that information to really assess why someone did something they did. Just recently, we in Houston, for example, you go to Trail Burger, you don't come back with no food. Your perception of it is, man, would y'all eat these cold burgers? Versus my perception is, nigga, I would have just warmed the shit up. I don't mind warming it up. But your perception is, nigga, don't bring me no cold burger because I don't want to warm up no cold burger. I'm gonna be
done. Hey, all love the Bun B. Overrated and over fucking priced. But I get it. No, before you say it, I didn't give you a chance to.
Because Rose the burger. Hell nah, bro. So that's his perspective. But once again, it might have been something about the burger that you didn't love. So that's what I mean by perception and perspective are key. And having the grace and understanding to try to understand someone's perception and perspective.
Hey, yo, you would have saw that receipt, my boy. you have been like,
Oh, yeah,
how
that shit
much
wasn't cheap. That shit wasn't cheap.
cheap and Trill Burger don't go in the same. And then the bitch, the location that I was at, I had to circle the block twice just to try to pull in because it's on a corner, crazy, and it was flooding because it just rained. Houston, y'all need to do something about that flooding. And like Atlanta traffic is bad. Houston just got like they about to start doing it in Atlanta. The road, you seen the curves in the road? Nigga, I'm taking a ramp. I'm going left on a ramp. It's going left and circling around. So it's like Houston, I love you. It's a good city, but yeah, but I mean, it's what movie was it where somebody said they were like, "Yo, life's about perspective." I can't think of the freaking movie, man. I cannot think of it. It's like, yo, man, life is all about perspective. It's how you see something. Perception is perceive is the view of something. To have a perspective on something is something deeper and more meaningful.
I like that. I like you in their life. And I say that all the time in the friend group. Like some of us value what others think. Some of us don't. For,
Perspective is how you view the world. Perception is what you interpret from that view. So maybe the connection between them is deeper than what we understand or what we talked about. I didn't mean to cut you off, man. My bad.
what I was just saying was sometimes like we just have to understand like the perspective that we have. Like everyone has different perspectives. Like some of and it involves what you value. So some of us value what people think about us. For disclosure, I don't really value what people that's not in my inner circle think about me. So you might see me leave the house wearing something that you might not wear because that's not to me. I don't give a fuck with a random person that I'm not going to have a 5 minute interaction with care what I'm leaving the house in. I care more about being comfortable. Whereas someone else, they might be so concerned with what people think, they might be willing to wear something that's not comfortable.
Let me branch it off. So I got two with that. With that perception is one is like, okay, a lot of women say, I don't wear clothes for men. I wear it for me or I
Yeah,
wear it for other women. And then on the flip side, you'll say just anybody in general, men, women, like, yo, I like to wear suits and shit. Nigga, it's 100 degrees outside. Why are you wearing a full down suit? Nigga, because I like to look fly. I do this for me. That's perspective and perception.
yeah, no,
It's
for
like, oh,
sure.
this nigga he think he the shit. He like to dress a certain way. It's like, nah, nigga, this is what I'm comfortable in.
No, for sure. Like wear, and I have friends. I have friends that wear cologne, and I have one friend who wears a cologne just to go to the grocery store. Wears cologne just to go to work. Wears cologne when he's going to go out or go out to eat because he likes cologne. He likes smelling good. So like it has nothing to do with what he's wearing. He's wearing that cologne for himself. So like that's going to create a whole different perspective. It's like, damn, why you got a whole closet full of colognes? Because I like cologne, bitch. Versus another man might have a whole closet full of colognes because I'm trying to garner attention and compliments from other people. So once you understand someone's value system, what they value, what they don't value, it's then easier to understand how they're making certain decisions and why they look at life a certain way. Because at the end of the day, that's all it really is how are you looking at life? Like that's what perspective is. How do you look at life in general? Like how are you basing your decisions that you're looking at life through this lens in? you know and that's something that we got to kind of take more into consideration when we're judging people's decisions, even something as simple as, well, Vatizi, you was at your job for 7 years. Why did you up and leave that job when you was getting paid good money and had benefits? I hated my job. I was miserable. you know I was going through health problems because of that job, because I was stressing. I was losing my hair. I developed an ulcer or whatever. Like, we don't know what people have going on. Our perception is this nigga is able to have a nice car, have a nice house. He has excess money, so that must be a great job. But you don't know what kind of hell that man is dealing with at the job.
So I mean, with that, I'll jump off of that and go with two personal stories of myself. So one is like when I got out the Air Force, it seemed like a good job. You seemed like you loved it. There's a lot of aspects of being in the military that you don't have full control of your life. You go wherever they say. These bases are in quote unquote shithole towns. You're in a country ass town where it's like it's literally a hospital and maybe a college. You got the great places like Eglin Air Force Base and Tampa Bay, places that's popping, but there's a lot of shitty places. Like I remember when I came back for recruiter duty, Shorty's first base was a nuke base, way out in fucking Montana. Just did 1 year in college, joins the military, and the first place she's going, 20 years old, middle of fucking Montana. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with shit like that. Then it's like the lifestyle, the changes, political changes. Look at like the whole thing about shaving. That was one of my biggest problems. Just shaved my beard last week. I looked in the mirror 5 days later and I said, yeah, this is one of the fucking reasons I got tired of that shit. I have razor bumps, shaving, professionalism, racism. There's a multitude of shit about. There's guys that stayed. Out of most of the people I know, maybe 2% have stayed in. There's guys that I said, I thought you would have stayed in and did a full 20, maybe plus, maybe went officer. You fucking should have been an officer. So I mean, there's that perspective. There's so many different factors and facets in life. Second case, tires. All right, you got a car. You do tires, bro. Why don't you just get the cheapest shit you can put on? Nigga, we're talking about my safety. If I gotta stop in the fucking rain, if I gotta spend $600 on some decent tires, I'm gonna spend $600 rather than three. A lot of people say you'll match it. I caught a good deal and got them for like midway, $450 on some good damn tires, Pirellis. I waited, did my research, shopped around, better than the first deal that came up. It's just perspective. It's like, yo, man, I'll spend the money on quality where it's just like we have a lot of talks. It's like I'll be out with Vertizi. It's like, yo, man, I ain't paying XYZ for a bottle of water. I don't care, nigga. It's just water. I'm gonna pour it down the drain. I'm gonna pour it on myself. Or I'm gonna clean some shit. Me, I'm like, nah, nigga. I need spring water. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different perspectives. Or he's like, yo, I'm gonna spend on some whiskey I never had. I'm like, nah, nigga. I must buy some shit I know. That whiskey bottle looks interesting. I don't want to take the chance. I'm gonna buy this tequila that costs $15 more, but I know what it tastes like. So it's all about perspective, man.
Whiskey bottle, like something as simple as I'm at a restaurant and they got some wings and they got this burger. The wings is $12 and the burger might be, $9, but they got stuff on the burger that I've never had before and I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So I go ahead and get the wings. You get the burger and you like, well, I like that. I was like, why you didn't get the burger? It was cheaper. I'm like, well, bro, it had pineapple and an egg on it. I've never had that on my burger before. So I just went and got the wings because I know I like these wings. And you like, oh yeah, bro, I've had, pineapple and an egg on the burger. It's delicious. I'm like, well, from my perception, I've never had it before.
Hey, really give a chance to stuff. So like I had a salad. So it was church. They had they're trying to raise money for a certain program, and they were doing steak dinners. And I was like, my mom's was like, she's like, you want a steak? I was like, nah, I really like steak either from a steakhouse or when I grill it myself, or somebody I actually know. Steak was good. Tender, nice little cut, T-bone joint, whatever. They had a salad. I thought it was tomatoes. I seen this huge chunks of red stuff. naturally cucumbers, onions, peppers. I'm thinking, okay, they didn't grill them, like I would like hibachi or like a steak restaurant. So I throw it in the air fryer. Hey, if you ain't know, you got breakfast sausage, you don't feel like grease popping, throw it in the air fryer. I'm telling you, bacon, put it in the oven. Two different things. Perspective. Why you putting bacon in the oven? Because it cooks evenly. Nigga, I want my shit on the stove like my grandma used to make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Perspective. So, hey, grilled watermelon. Sound crazy, my nigga. Till I had it. Grilled fucking watermelon, bro. I'm telling you, nigga. It was like, I was like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at like my whole life. Just like the first time when I was in Germany, I went to an Italian restaurant and I had melon, like honeydew melon and cantaloupe wrapped around, salami wrapped around it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I had it, and I was like, damn, thing, your perspective changes everything. Your perception, hey, I got a different view. Okay.
It gives you a moment, man. I mean, just like no different than how you been talking about the Doctor Doom shit. If you read the comic books, you know about Doctor Doom. So you excited for Doctor Doom, and you know what Doctor Doom can bring to the Marvel Universe. Now, if you don't know the comics, you just looking at Doctor Doom as just another motherfucking villain. So you just ready to see what the story plays out as. But the perspective that you and me have is we read the comics, we watched the cartoons growing up, so we know how bad Doctor Doom is. We know that he's an A-list villain that can wreck some shit. So like exactly one of the first things that you said with the Doctor Doom taking character was you didn't like the fact that Robert Downey Jr. was gonna play him. You wish they would have got someone else to play him instead of what they're trying to do. So it's like, but that's just because of the perspective we have of having the insight that we have on that character and on the Marvel Universe. Whereas there's people in our friend group that don't have that perspective because they're just looking at it as just a new character for them. Like some of them don't even know that Doctor Doom is really that nigga. So when they see the trailer and they see Doctor Doom use two fingers to stop, Thor's attack, they like, he could do that? Nigga, he could do more than that, to be honest.
And another perspective is it was Kang versus Doom. If you would have kept him on and went with the Kang, I'm telling you, Kang is that nigga too.
Which is why it came because the John Major situation, because a lot of people who read the comics, they know how powerful Kang is, and you see that Kang and Doom team up. But once again, all this stuff is based off of the fact of what's the information available to you, what have you experienced, what have you encountered. Like we are the sum of the life that we have lived and what we've been around.
Sports and that about football. We talked about football. You perceive a player to do a certain thing at a down or in a certain situation. Oh, I know this quarterback is gonna go long. It's third down, he's gonna go long. Guess what happens in the game? He doesn't. He goes short or he fucking runs the ball. Perspective. If you watch the whole clip and look back at the entire highlights of the game or watch every play by play, your perspective on him changes. It's like, oh, if the players are locked up and he has nobody, but he has one player that can make something work and get out the pocket, he's gonna throw it. So I have the perspective of how this player is gonna play, not the perception. Hey, you're the star corner, and you know how this player is gonna act in this situation, or you think how he's gonna act. You watch the whole game, you watch all his career highlights, you know you're gonna match up with him. Now you have a deeper understanding and perspective. It's like, hey, I know I need to put D on this. I know I need to defend him the whole game. I can't let up on him. Hey, I think he's out of breath. Let me lay off on. Nah, you can't.
One thing about perspective and perception, so my perspective, I might be happy and cool. Yours, you might be sad, man. And that could lead to a lot of tears, man. Moving on to TNT. So tears or no tears. The first one of the night, there was a white boy, 13-year-old white boy, that is being charged with assault for throwing a dodgeball. So apparently, him and his friends doing a gym session, they threw dodgeballs at his ex girlfriend who had left bruise marks. They said that he apparently was deliberately trying to attack her, even trying to ball the ball up to make it even tighter so it would leave marks on her. She had to go to the hospital because of it. Apparently, the boy and his ex girlfriend moms was friends and had a relationship. She checked in on her, never got a response, but she did say the girl did ask for a ride home. I got tears of laughter, man, because we doing this all over some dodgeballs. Like this shit should have been handled through the school system. The school should have suspended the boy for a day or two, or gave some disciplinary action if they found out that he was doing something malicious to the girl. But it could have very well just been, yo, I remember playing dodgeball in elementary school and middle school. When niggas threw them balls, they was trying to murder your ass. Like niggas was putting their full force into every throw in middle school and elementary school in dodgeball. So it could have been just, man, they was playing and maybe they was just playing too rough, which goes back to our weekend sports. Why men and women shouldn't play the same sports. Because a boy throwing a dodgeball and a 13-year-old girl throwing a dodgeball is two different things. But man, it just made me think of that movie Dodgeball, man. Man, if you can avoid a gunshot, you can avoid a dodgeball. So like, hey, bitch, don't never come to the streets.
My question was, when are we getting Dodgeball 2, if ever? That would be the perfect scene. We have a flashback when they're 13, and I got tears because a 13-year-old child is being charged with assault. That's too much. Maybe suspend him for a week or two, make him do detention, but assault, that's crazy. There's like we've gotten that soft as American society where we're charging people with assault for dodgeballs, not kickballs. You remember the change? Remember back in elementary school, we played kickball.
Yeah.
And it was like baseball, but you kick the ball. I remember I used to bunt the ball, and I would fake the fuck out of niggas. I would bunt that bitch, and I would run for first base and be killing niggas. Used to hate me, see me coming. I used to bunt that bitch. But back to the main point. I remember the change. It was around like fifth, sixth grade. They changed from kickball to dodgeball. Because when we had the kickballs, it was them hard rubber balls, and niggas, if a nigga was at first base or second base, they would try to take your head off. And I remember when we had dodgeballs, yeah, we used to squeeze the balls. This is where the young man really messed up at. They ganged up on her. That's probably really where the maliciousness came from, was the maliciousness came from, was they ganged up on her and was like, yo, you broke my boy's heart. These are 13-year-old kids. They watching videos and shit. They was like, they listen to Young Thug or some shit. Hey, we'll slime that bitch out. That's exactly what they thought. They said, we're going to slime that bitch out. It's like, if that bitch do you dirty, then we'll wipe her ass out with the So, I mean, hey, man, it's a child thing. I don't think it should have gotten that far, but it makes you really think as a man and a man child, a boy growing up, be careful what you do, how you do it. And there's just new rules to the game, man. That's the honest truth. Tears for the situation, but it's just very unfortunate situation of what it's come to, man. And
So,
don't gang up on people.
so something unfortunate, man. Ball. A black man in North Carolina, Demetrius Fleming, was found hanging from a tree. And law enforcement authorities basically are trying to rule it a suicide. And apparently that's the third hanging in the North Carolina area this past year, from what the reporter said. As well as we've had other many hangings that have been ruled suicides, especially in the South, over the last 2 years. I got tears of sadness, man, because I know at the end of the day, We've had people on the podcast say, when people are depressed, we don't know what they're going through and they're not thinking about it's a tree or whatever. And that's cool, man. That's your perspective. Fuck all that. I just have a hard time believing a black individual knowing the racial rhetoric that comes with trees and rope is going to take the time to hang themselves in the tree, especially because you got to find a tree that's strong enough to hold your weight, a branch is strong enough to hold your weight. You got to tie the noose or tie it around your neck. You got to throw it on the branch and be able to pull yourself up or at least tie it up there before you get in there, and then give yourself the leverage where you can actually be dangling your feet off the ground where you actually choke. Man, I just find that very hard to believe that an individual that wants to end themselves is going to go through all of that, especially a black individual. Because my question is, why are we not seeing white people from hanging from trees? Like, if the thought process is people who commit suicide are just so depressed they're not thinking about that, why are we not hearing stories about white people doing this? Why is this black people, man? Like, at the end of the day, man, it's 2026, man. But I think a lot of you niggas, especially you coons that say shit like that, y'all need to understand it's still the South, goddammit.
People really realize how populated these places are. Like, you could say North Carolina and Virginia is not really the South. It is. It is, despite what you think. Now, when you get to DC, okay, you have a different perspective. But Virginia down, Richmond, Virginia, all the way down. That was the capital, former capital of the Confederate States of America. You know what I'm saying? Like the Confederacy. So I just want to say, like, North Carolina, all these towns and cities have black people in them, especially a state like North Carolina. Wilmington, Winston-Salem, name a town, Pembroke, all these colleges. I think North Carolina is probably one of the, like, per capita most colleges. Like, last time I went, we went to where did we go? We went to Charlotte. Yeah, we went to Riley, and it was right around the time they had the tennis tournament, big NCAA tennis tournament. And I was just talking to me and my dad are driving back. It's like 9 o'clock at night. And we're just talking about how many colleges there are. We started out with HBCUs, all the different HBCUs. Like, oh yeah. And then we started talking about colleges, Campbell, UNC Charlotte, the Triangle, literally the Triangle, Duke, University of North Carolina, University of North Carolina, Pembroke. There's all these different schools, Greenville. And we forget how many black people live in these areas, man. To happen in a populated area. This was Roanoke Rapids. I don't know how far it is from Charlotte, but it was in a decent populated area. And for him to do this, was there a note? How long was he there? What was his last cell phone ping? You start having these conversations when you really start looking into, like, forensics, and for the people that watch investigation all day, what were the signs he had? Like you say, we haven't heard of anybody hanging themselves, whether white or black. When's the last time you've heard of somebody being hung? You know what I'm saying? Like, between last year and this year, it's only been black people. I'm pretty sure there's probably some white dude out there that took a rope and took a chair and, himself in his house. It probably happens, but they're not reporting on it. You know what I'm saying? They're not reporting on these things. Just the same way they don't report on white shootings, they just report the black crimes or highlight the black. That's the same thing they're doing with these quote unquote suicides and killings. And it's like, out of all the ways you can go, it's stereotypical to say, but most damn near 98%, even coons, they said, oh, I'm gonna get rid of myself. I guarantee the nigga ain't listen to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, Clarence Thomas ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? No offense. I'm not. Hey, don't come for me. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
fuck that nigga.
The cop that been talking shit. Tom,
Tatum.
that bitch ass nigga, coon. You been proved. That's a story for another day. I got some shit for that. Once we deep conversation for that. But it's just like, Why? And then why is it? It comes to like why stop ruling on it so early. Just say we don't have details. We're not calling anything. Fuck the suicide shit. Fuck all that. Hey, it's a murder. If you don't fucking know, don't fucking say anything.
Once Once again, shout out to Nolan Wells. Make sure y'all keep up what's going on with his situation because, like C's just said, they rule on stuff early. They try to rule that a suicide early. Now we're doing the details, man. So keep that brother, family in y'all thoughts, man. We got to keep that alive as Black people, man, and keep pushing for justice in that situation. Moving on to the next TNT talking about justice, man. We had that snow, C's. So at Penn State, one of the whitest college universities there is, they had a lot of snow there. So apparently they found a cocaine ring ran by fraternities that was distributing cocaine throughout the university and the city. And they said this was like ran like a real legit drug organization, a trafficking drug organization. The way they was chopping it up, preparing it, bagging it, and distributing it. Tears of laughter. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. These white boys will get probation, and in about 5 to 7 years, they're going to own businesses. In about 5 to 7 years, they're going to own businesses. And maybe 2 3 years after owning them businesses, they're going to write a book about how basically them running an illegal cocaine organization at Penn State University led them to be great business minds. It's going to be no different than Molly's gang. That bitch ran an illegal gambler organization, wrote a book, and then they turned it into a movie, and now she's famous for that. Only in America can white people do illegal shit and still profit from that illegal shit they do. Even once the system say they need to be punished.
We do the whole POC, people of color thing, black and brown. Oh, people like to say, okay, black people, African relatives, if you originated from Africa or you're very, very dark, like the Aborigines and the Melanesians, you're considered black. But besides that, if you're not white, you're brown or yellow. You know, Asians, you know, Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, you know, they're considered yellow. And then Indians and Middle Easterns are considered brown. There was one guy in particular, if you look up the photo, the brown guy on the bottom left hand corner. They gonna bury your black ass. You go if you don't do at least 10 years, you gonna get the most time out of everybody. Yo dumbass. Penn State has a notoriety. They're one of the biggest party schools. They've been on the list for the last fucking 20 years. I remember when I was in 10th grade and they used to drop every year top 10 party schools. Penn State was always in the top 5. Penn State is in, I think it's in Philadelphia. One of the hardest Ivy League partying schools. These Wall Street guys, they go in the bathroom and do coke. How you think they look at them numbers? How do you lose $1 million and stay sane? You go to the bathroom, you do some coke, and then you call some hoes to come suck your dick in the Lamborghini. That's what you do, or your Ferrari, or your Benz. That's what you do. That's how you stay sane. All these politicians, all these kids, where the fuck was Rico? Who the fuck is Rico? Where the fuck? Why the fuck did they not call Rico on these motherfuckers? Daddy's money, somebody's paying a judge. If you don't bury these motherfuckers, everybody that's talking shit about it, we all know the same fucking story. You're the right complexion. So it's like, it just goes to show you, in America, we are built on crime. That is the saddest thing to say. We are literally a society built off of exploiting and oppressing somebody from the highest levels. It starts from middle school. This shit goes to ties to, if it had been an ACU, HBCU. If it had been Howard, they would have shut that bitch down. The one of the most number one prominent in the DC area. If it happened in Howard, they would have shut that bitch down and they would have had a RICO case like fucking yesterday. It would have been midnight breaking news. Howard University shut down due to RICO case from students. How does the guys that run the frat, it's a fraternity. Once you're in for life. And then you go into the Skull and Bones and the Freemasons and all that other shit. I'm not gonna get into, but it literally goes to show you somebody you're getting into school not for your knowledge. You're getting there for quote unquote what people call legacy. And what's the word? Cronyism, not cronyism. What's the word? You pass shit down because you know somebody. Nepotism. Nep. You're literally like prime examples of nepotism. Somebody's gonna pay a judge. Y'all not gonna do years. This is some. I can't wait to see the case that comes on this. About 2 years, Dick Wolf is gonna come out with SVU and a Law and Order episode about this very shit. We know that's gonna be a great fucking episode.
So moving on to I guess it's not nepotism, it's just being lazy. So there's the Walker family. So a woman posted a video on Bill Nye the Science Guy's internet.
It
And
ain't his internet either. I'm gonna correct y'all.
so after posting the video, she basically talked about how her husband and her kids was not working, but they wasn't working and they basically was homeless and they didn't have money and they was doing a GoFundMe. So after more research, people did research, you know how they do on the internet. They found out that the dude had his own GoFundMe, but it did not have the women attached to it. It just had him and the kids. So like that was posted. Then the man's sister apparently hopped in someone's comment section and was saying that my brother is neurodivergent, basically saying that nigga slow, and said that he can come home at any time. And my parents have already agreed to take custody of the kids. But the problem is the girl don't want that because they want to be able to live at someone's house rent free and not follow the rules because basically the sister was trying to say the girl is a problem. Um, I just got tears of laughter, man. Like we starting to see more and more of this in 2026. People that want to live somewhere rent free, but they don't want to have no responsibilities. Like they don't want to help clean. They don't want to, be respectful. They don't want to do certain things. They want to be able to live in someone else's house, not pay no bills, eat whatever they want to eat, smoke, drink, go out, and all kind of stuff. I remember like different people growing up seas who periodically would have to stay at my grandparents' house, and like they always contributed somehow. Even if it was something as simple as where I get food stamps, so they put groceries in the house. You know, like oh I got a job and I'm paying the cable bill or whatever. Like but now we just have a generation of people that just feel entitled. They feel like, yo, man, you was going to pay for these bills anyway, whether I was here or not. You might as well let me crash in that extra room you got. And then, but without understanding, bro, you taking 3 showers a day. You eating up more food than I'm eating up. You messing the house up. I'm coming home and it's messy and stuff. You in the living room chilling. You got people in my house and stuff like that. Think it's okay just to bring random motherfuckers over here and I'm the one paying the bills. Like, yeah, you got that stuff going on, man. So, especially in this situation, you got 3 kids. Ain't no telling if they well-trained kids or badass kids. They could be baby kids. But you got 3 kids that you trying to bring in my house too. Like that's more that I gotta deal with too, man. So like, yeah, I ain't got no tears, man. Like this is just a long list of motherfuckers who they just want to be bums.
Man, when it comes to the kids, that's the most important thing. I don't care about shorty or old dude. It's about the kids. And another thing is a trend we're starting to see is all the people that were making money on the internet. You notice, quote unquote, a lot of podcasts. Are they dropping episodes anymore? No. A lot of people that had videos dropping on the internet. Are they still making stuff on YouTube? No. They might have TikTok popping, but guess what? Their Instagram's not popping, and their Facebook's not doing numbers, or they might be popping on the gram, but they ain't popping on TikTok, and they're not popping on YouTube. A lot. Let's talk about them. I'm gonna bring it up. A lot of these passport bros, the money's dried up. The credit card bills have caught up. You're not able to travel as like you used to. When I go to your Instagram page or your TikTok and you got your Cash App posted directly in that bitch, makes me want to listen, watch your videos even less. Everybody, whether you're female or somebody you watch for entertainment, it's a bad look. You posting GoFundMe's for shit because you don't want to work. You don't want to get a 9 to 5. Okay, start a business. Do something. Have multiple streams of income. The same shit you preach. Do something. You want to live off the grid? Well, you should have solar panels to take care of your house. You like to live on the road and live in the woods and take river baths in rivers and shit like that. You should be living off the land, not starting to GoFundMe. Like your core audience should not be funding your lifestyle. Like, yeah, niggas like to see you do well. You inspire niggas and say, hey, niggas look at you and be like, yo, I want to do that. Or yeah, that's inspiring. People want to learn. They enjoy viewing. There's like maybe there's like 3 guys legitimate in that passport space. Like, and these guys are not even like they're not on that shit where like, oh, I'm gonna go to another country, I'm gonna give me some bad bitches and shit. It's like you got Ace. Ace travels like legitimate travels, checking effect. That's what these niggas do. They got I don't know what they do on the side. They make money. They don't never had that fucking cash app up. They got it up, but they don't say, hey, donate to my cash app. They say, hey, you want to support? It's there. Niggas will never mention it. It goes to Greece, been to Africa, Middle East, Thailand, Asia, in the streets. Hey, you want to shout out your restaurant? Hey, bro, come, bro. Shout out your restaurant, man. I'm trying to put people on, man. When you come to Greece, you come to wherever, Spain. So it's all these people, man, and it's like a lot of people that were grifting. It's to follow the pandemic all the way down to now, and everybody wants to sell a course. And hey, if you want to keep watching my videos and you support, send me some money on some cash app. No, no. The only reason people want to give you is your kids, shorty. You're a bum. You don't want to work, and you're taking advantage of an individual. I guess he might be slow. He might not be slow. Because it's different levels. It's like a perception and perspective. He might be slow. And he just want to be with this bitch because she got a fat ass. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe she got some good pee. That's probably what it is. She got some good pee. I already got 3 kids with the bitch. I can't let. Hey, mom and dad, I want to move back with the babies.
I mean, he's smart.
So it's like, hey, obviously it's unfortunately for the kids, man. Calls and some real. We got to stop donating without asking the questions. Perspective, perception. Somebody puts a perception on the internet. Hey, I'm down and out. I'm doing bad. Turn to find out, this bitch that moved back with her mama ain't fucking paying rent. Still driving that Benz she bought. You know what I'm saying? All different type of shit. She go to the club every night, spending money and GoFundMe's and shit. Ripped off. Tears, man.
To the last TNT of the night. There was a woman, old couple out. Long story short. And so when she got arrested for scamming them out of some money, in the jail, and they was doing that search to make sure she ain't had no contraband, and they found $3,200 cash shoved up her vagina. They said she had an ATM on her. Steve, what's your thoughts?
Have it in shrink wrap something. You going? You're going to jail. So you should have hated like you're going to jail. But she probably didn't. She looked like a fat, dirty bitch that just shoved the shit up her pussy. And no offense to anybody big, she looked like she had a multitude of places to hide it. She had a couple rolls and a stomach with some fucking tight ass shit on. So she probably had a couple places to hide it, if I was the officer that had to do anything, I'd be like, hey, I would stop the case. This would be one of the cases be like, yo, get a female officer out here. Stat. If we ain't got one out here, get her out here. Now. I'm not touching that buffalo. I'm not touching that bitch. It goes like, and then you're sick like, I understand $1 is $1, right? We get it. Hustle is a hustle. You should have known. 2026, you should have known. Stop preying on old people. Scam people who should know better. Stop scamming people who naturally have a disadvantage. Scam these white folks, these rich ass white folks. Scam these people who have daily jobs. Scam them motherfuckers. Stop scamming poor people and stop scamming people with less than you. If you are scamming the same people who have the same shit as you are a fucking thief. It's not fraud anymore. It's not a scam. You're fucking robbing the same people on your own fucking level. You might as well go next door and rob them. It's the same shit. Scam the fucking scammers. Like, do like the Indians. Hackers hack hackers. And scammers scam scammers. No honor amongst thieves. And when you took that phrase, you said, fuck everybody. Stop that shit. You dirty, fat bitch. You're nasty, for one, because I don't know how clean that pussy is. You're definitely going to have to wash that money. Like, when that shit goes to evidence, and then that shit eventually makes it back to the system, because that bitch look great. She look like, she look like she stay. It's for the victims. That's it.
I got tears of laughter, man. Like, that's a lot of money to just shove up your coochie. That's just a lot of money, even if it would have been hundreds. Like, even if she would have had $100 bills, that would have been what, like, 32 bills? C's? So I doubt it was just straight hundreds. Like, you probably had 20s, 50s in there, 10s in there.
That's a couple rolls. Even if it's 32, you got a couple rolls. So it's like, hey, he might have been, what's the OnlyFans? That's the next question. What's the OnlyFans? Before.
Exactly, man. So that's just kind of wild, man. So yeah, I just got tears, man, because I don't see why she even had that much on her in cash. I mean, maybe because she's a scammer, so she was afraid her bank account was going to get frozen. But yeah, that's just kind of wild, man. But hey, man, God bless her, man. God bless her. Hopefully, whatever she got going on, she can figure that shit out, man, while she's locked up. I don't know what's wrong with these scamming ass bitches. I don't know what's wrong with these hoes, y'all.
Wrong with them.
So there was a woman who posted about that they love hood niggas and hood niggas be the best. And in that clip, it broke off into a situation where a nigga got arrested, for basically beating up a bitch. I think beating her up or shooting her, whatever. And at the end of it, she said it's just something that hood niggas do to you. Like that's the best experience you're gonna have. We've kind of talked adjacently about women wanting to date hood niggas and niggas in the bottom and stuff like that. C's, why do you think these women are so obsessed with hood niggas?
Fun, man. They want to run the streets and have fun. And it's like, hey, a girl that works the nine, or a man that works the 9 to 5 is boring. And the wrong street niggas have money. They think, hey, you're a quick go getter, you're hustling in the streets, quick money, fast money, easy money. So you think it's like, hey, it's just like we talking about like scam. We're talking about scammers again. Literally, there's YNs running around Atlanta renting out Airbnbs for a week, and then the spot gets caught and raided. These YNs already in Miami or New York or LA. So they literally get in somebody's car, swiping it, going to Lenox Mall, or the catch is you go to Atlanta Metro flea market and you go get them good fakes, whether it's Chrome Hearts, name a designer, they got them, man. So it's like everybody wants to live, and it goes back to like it kind of is like men want the hoes, right? You marry the good girl, but you're fucking the hoe, and it's the same with women. Women is you marry the good guy, or you date the good guy, but you're fucking the bad boy on the side, or you're dealing with bad boys. So it's this perception that, oh, he's a street dude, he's gonna protect me. Some of these street dudes that you think is hard and hood and shit, they the bitchest niggas of everybody, out of everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he didn't protect me, I don't feel safe with him. You feel safe with Darion going in the hood. This nigga serving, hey babe, put this gun in your purse for me. Do this, hold this pack for me. I'll put this shit in your car. I mean, it's that perception. They think it's fun. That's a young hoe, not young woman. It's a young hoe mentality that a lot of grown ass women, well into their 40s and 50s, still deal with and still have. It's a sad state.
Yeah, man. You said a lot of stuff on the nose. As always, it would be amazing if we our female, friends was here to talk about this. But at the end of the day, it's unfortunate because it's like a disease with a lot of these hoes. They want the excitement, they want the thrill. The way the media pushes it through rap music, music videos, TV shows, movies, like those are the guys they should be going after. And that's the reason why we have, especially in the black community, a lot of women who are in relationships or are baby mama by a lot of quote unquote hood niggas. But I remember Rose said something not so long ago where a dude asked, "Do you think who makes more money, the average nigga who works a 9 to 5, or the average dope boy?" And the dude said that nigga who works the 9 to 5 by far, because what they don't understand is the average dope boy don't make no real money. In fact, the average dope boy in most of these cities has a second job. They have a real job. They work at a warehouse. They work at a plant. They work at a fast food spot. They work at a retail area. Like they work at the post. Like they work an actual fucking job, and they sell dope on the side. Because the average dope boy, this not Snowfall. This ain't Paid in Full. This ain't The Wire. Dope boys is, man. The dope boy in your local city, if he lucky, might be making 20 bands in a year. In a year. But he might have moments where he make 5 bands in 2 days or 5 bands in just 1 week. So because of that, he's able to just spend money frivolously, and he probably doesn't have his own place. He probably lives with his mom, his grandma, his dad, his cousin, his auntie, or someone like that. Or he probably lives with some other people. So he doesn't have bills to pay. So because he don't have bills to pay, he's able to just, basically sell dope, which is really just a side hustle for him because he's not making no real money from it. Versus a 9 to 5 nigga has his own place, has a car, has stuff going for him, but he does not have $1,000 to spend on you on a whim because of the fact he got real bills to pay. Whereas that nigga that you fucking with, that little dope boy, hood nigga, that scamming nigga or whatever, like he can give you $800 because he might have $2,000, but he doesn't have no bills to pay. Fees. I might have $3,000 on my bank account right now. But guess what? 900 is going to a mortgage. 500 is going to a light bill. 100 is going to a water bill. Another 150 is going to all of my basic. subscriptions like HBO Max. I have another 35 or 40 going to my Wi-Fi bill so I can watch the motherfucking subscriptions that I'm paying for.
It's like, hey, it's no longer Netflix. It ain't been Netflix until for a long time. It's been, what is it? What was it? Disney Plus, Hulu, so I can get on your Yoo-Hoo.
Yes.
It was Amazon Fire Stick and dick.
Not to mention, if I got a car, my car is between $350 and $500 a month. If I got car insurance, that's between $120 and $250, depending on how many cars I got. Like, yo, bro, when the math is done mathing, when the math is done
Do you know
mathing,
how expensive? Like,
I ain't groceries because I'm not getting food
wait, you
stamps.
still on a car note? Insurance. I pay $180 in insurance, and I cut my shit down. I used to have my shit where, hey, if I get in a car accident, guess how much I pay?
How much?
$300.
Yes.
I had to up my shit because I was paying too much. My shit is like $500 now.
And that's before we even get groceries because I don't get food stamps. So like I might be spending $300 to $500 on groceries every single month because I'm not getting food.
That is, it's not like back in the day. A lot of people have gotten to the mode to where it's like, yo, I don't cook like that, or I don't want to take the time to cook. So it's like Hello Fresh, and you get prep meals. You buy the meals. The same money you gonna spend on groceries, you get on prep meals. There's like a lot of guys on
Yeah,
they pay for their meals.
so guess what? See, I'm making $65,000. That's but when you see that's before the taxes. They don't post your salary after the fucking taxes.
And then this is another thing. When we talk about taxes, we talk about health deductibles. We don't talk about investments. I'm one of them guys like when I look
401k.
when I look at a job and they say, "Oh, the job pays $50,000," oh, that's good. The average salary is 40 something thousand, $46,000. Blah 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 blah. Once you start adding investments, 401k matching, and like we'll have a whole class about that. We can break it down. It's 401k, health insurance. It's like, does your job have health insurance? Ladies, if you got kids and you're on your second, third relationship, you might want to get with a man with benefits. If you don't already have a job that has benefits, it's a big thing for benefits. And then even people who have their own businesses, it's called a SEP. There's a certain retirement plan specific for business owners and business owners with employees. There's certain tax brackets, and you actually get a tax break for that shit for contributing to that shit. So it's like it's whole other conversations, like thinking that the nigga it goes back to the core things. You see somebody has a Cadillac. Does the Cadillac work? Does the check engine light come on in that bitch? You got a Benz, but do you have new fucking tires? I used to have an Audi, a nice fucking Audi. It was like 8 years old, but the bitch was premium. Two-tone leather, 300 horses.
That's another thing. That's a month from the vehicle I'm driving.
Premium. And I used to drive I don't like to go places and need a ride. I like to drive my fucking self so I can leave what I want.
So a lot he got more dope boy. That's like I can't just spend $1,500 or just give you $800 on a given week because of the fact I got real bills I'm paying. I got real responsibilities.
Here's the crux of it: is you got the perception of how this it's a 6-figure nigga, maybe 7-figure. Like nowadays with money, it's a 7-figure nigga. Does that 6-figure nigga want you? Does he want you? What do you hate the conversation? What do you bring to the table? Why you could be what do you bring to the table, or are you just another horse in his stable.
Being said, like, to break it down even further, sees like, okay, cool, you dating that dope boy, you dating that scammer. So what you gonna do when they get locked up?
Hold
Because
him down. They're
like,
supposed to hold him down.
because I make it seem like niggas down no more, which is what you're supposed to do now. You're supposed to hold a nigga down. Are you gonna hold this nigga down until he get out or whatever? Because he might be in there for 5, 10 years. So if you prove shiesty the girl right now, you not giving no other nigga pussy right now, or you just holding him down even though he's facing federal charges for being a real nigga? Or are you like, I'm just moving on to the next? Like that,
Real
that
nigga.
like that's the other aspect of this whole thing too, is like that 9 to 5 nigga, you don't have to worry about him most of the time going away for 5 years because he's locked up. He's going to be there. Like, he's going to be there because he's working a legitimate job and he's not involved in usually illegal activities that's going to have him locked up for 5 to 10 years. So he's going to be able to take care of you, take care of whatever kids y'all have, pay the bills or whatever. Now, are you going to be able to live a luxury lifestyle that you like when you were dating that dope boy? Like that dope boy, okay, cool. I want to go on a trip next week. So he's able to find $2,000 so I can go on a trip next week. Nah, bro. I wasn't 9 to 5, C's. I can't go on a trip next week. You know why? Not even just because of the money, because I got to take time off. So you got to give me enough notice so I can take the time off. Like, you bitches want to live like it's a fucking movie. This ain't no fucking movie. This is real fucking life. But then what happens is you want to wait till you turn 35 or wait till you turn 40. And then you want to be like, okay, I fucked with the dope boys and the scammers when I was young. Now I want the good nigga, the nigga who got the, government job, or the nigga who got the, corporational job. I want to fuck with him. But by that point, to what you said, sees that nigga don't want you no more. He wanted you when he was 23, 25, when he was working towards that. Now that he done established himself, you can stay in the streets.
I passed away. Ton of different situations. I'm saying when we say non, we're talking about a legitimate stream of income. You go in and you clock every day. Okay, clocking is not for everybody. Start your own business. Just know you're gonna have to put in work. Nobody's coming in. That's that perspective is perception. It's gonna be a current thing coming throughout the last topic. Perspective was, hey, you start your own business. You're not working. You're not on anybody else's clock. You're on your own clock. You got to build up to that. I can start a business tomorrow and say, yo, I'm only working from this time to this time. The price, what it may say, Fat Joe said, the price is the price. You got to build yourself up to that point. You can't just come out here and have no clientele. You know what I'm saying? You either got to have a name established and already your main 9 to 5, you already established yourself. You're a lawyer. You got a plumbing business. There's work behind it. Nobody wants to sit there and say they're working. We're not saying punch a clock. We're talking about having a legitimate income, building yourself to an established point to where you can say, hey, I'm not worried about the next 3 to 6 months losing my job. If I ain't got no work, I'm good. I can float. And that's really the core of this is like financial knowledge is stop chasing the bag so much. Establish yourself. Take care of tomorrow. Yeah, enjoy your life, but hey, you might not need to go to that concert. You might not need the next game coming out. You might not need the next pair of shoes. You might not need to drive a BMW. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you drive a BMW, just know the cost that comes with it. You might have to not take as many trips that year. So reasons and seasons, man. It just comes down to women. I gotta stop going for the bad boy and actually first things first. Learn to take care of yourself. Then come together with a man that wants to build. Build together with a man. Don't build a man up. Don't let a man take care of you in the sense of you ain't doing shit. You ain't doing laundry. You ain't doing kids. You're not helping this man. You're not helping with finances. Be an asset. Sum it up as this. I'm gonna end it at this. Be an asset, not a liability. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're coming into a relationship. Be an asset, not a liability. Liability.
Moving on to the final topic of the night, talking about liabilities. This woman went on Bill Nye the Science Guy's internet and started ranting about things that you should outgrow when you turn 25. And these are the things she said: personal online drama, posting your personal online drama, not having the core on manners when you go to public places, especially restaurants and other places of business, bragging about getting fucked up, so about how drunk you got the night before, how you got drunk, how you got the night before, and the fact that you basically don't know how you made it home from the bar or the club, cleaning it up when you at other people's houses or when you out in public, like when you out to eat, like not being clean and driving reckless. So driving like 100 miles an hour and just switching lanes all willy nilly and just driving crazy. These were some of the things she said you should outgrow by the time you turn 25. So we're going to tweak it. We're going to talk about the things she said, sees, but when we get into talking about the things she said, we're going to say the things that we feel like you should outgrow eventually, whether it's 25, 35, or 45. Like, we're going to give you things that we feel like eventually you should no longer have the need or desire to do. So, see, start off with, what do you think about the things she said?
The corn. Yourself. The connotation.
So how do you define the corn? Like,
You remember that movie?
I can't.
Hold on. I got you. You remember that movie where it was Orlando Brown and Eddie Griffin and they flipped scripts?
Yeah.
He embarrassed him on the escalator and the nigga went to the restaurant and Orlando Brown flipped it on him. He said, "Yeah, let me get some shrimps. Y'all ain't got no hot sauce in this motherfucker." Like shit like that. It's like, if I take you,
I can't say nigga. I can't say nigga. I don't know
that
because we already white people. I can't say nigga.
I'm gonna bring it back to perspective. You want to be a loud motherfucker and everybody else. Hey, if you see a country ass Jim on the other side being loud, be a nigga. I want you to be a nigga to make this nigga uncomfortable, make this motherfucker uncomfortable. But if we're in this bitch and we got normal, everybody, you see an Asian, an Arab, and everybody else in this motherfucker is acting. Niggas look uptight. Niggas, please have some fucking decorum.
So you want
It's certain. Matter of fact, why the fuck are you here? That's the number one. Go. No. Fuck that. Why did I do that? Why did I do this dumb shit? Go to where the fuck you want to be. That's another thing. That's one of my points. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. You jog my. Why the fuck are you places where you? I'm not even gonna say where you don't know you don't belong. Places you're not comfortable at. Places you don't want to fucking be at. Why the fuck would you even go there? Hey, I just don't want to be around a bunch of bougie motherfuckers. Then why the fuck did you come? You know everybody in this bitch is acting a certain type of way. Why the fuck would you even be there in the first fucking place? Be yourself. What you gotta understand in the world, you're gonna be in places where people are not gonna like you. Some people thrive off of that shit. That's cool. That's cool. When it becomes a hazard and a discomfort for everyone, when you're fucking a party up for everybody, that's when it's a problem.
but
That's different. That's different. If I invited you somewhere and I told you, I was like, yo,
you I have no real issue with the manners and decorum, but I will say this: in terms of the logic of conforming, the reason why I have an issue with that is at one point in time it was not acceptable for doctors to have locks or dreads. Mm-hmm. At one point in time it was not acceptable for doctors and lawyers and certain people professions to have sleeve tattoos. All right, or neck tattoos. Check this.
We're talking about key limes, right? You're talking about limes from India. That's how I feel. It's in the same line. It's not apples and oranges. It's in line, but I'm like, you're talking about the way people wear their hair and shit. We're not talking about how people act. Because there's guys that have dreads in 1980. This dude was a fucking PhD doctor, and he was in these fucking.
But some
rooms.
People consider that dirty. Some people think they're dirty. And what I'm saying is, like, me saying the word nigga in casual conversation or using profanity in casual conversation, when you go to some business meetings and stuff like that, people curse. People use profanity or whatever. So it's like I'm using the N word, but because
this is another thing I have. Read the fucking room. You're a grown ass individual. Whether you've been to jail, the only cases I can say is if you've been locked up since you were like 17. You didn't have a chance to be in the adult world. That's an excuse.
I have no agreement with that. Like, you in the room, I'm just saying, like, we do have to understand that that's a form of conformity. Like, we are asking people in situations like that to conform to what the consensus say.
When you take a nerdy or non-hood person to the hood, what do you want them to do?
Me personally?
No. I'm saying in the general sense.
In the environment they're in. And that's the only thing is, I push back on conformity. Is people should be true to themselves, but I do understand that logic. So moving on to some of her other points, though.
So it's like, what was it? No, it's the type of person I was raised, and I'm still like this. People will come over to my house and see I restrict people to certain rooms spaces where I want them to be. The kitchen, the living room, the porch, certain areas. It's like, hey, we gonna sit out and watch the game out on my porch. You're not gonna come in my room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bring a shorty over, like, no, bitch, you ain't coming to my room. Like, my shit, I ain't do laundry yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I'm gonna clean up. So it's like, it was always like, you got people coming in, whether it was family, it could be your first cousin, damn their first cousin coming down for the holiday. Guess what? Y'all gonna clean this fucking house. Everything about to be spick and span. Grandma to all the way down. We always work on the sense of, hey, you're gonna clean this house. So it's like we restricted you to certain rooms, and it was like, yo, my house could be like, damn, this is a nice ass house. I'm like, man, y'all niggas don't know I ain't mopped the floor last night. It's like, nigga, you mop every week, or you mop the floor more than twice a week, and you got wood floors. Like, damn, I mop maybe twice a year. So it's different perspectives and different things, but it's like, hey, when I go to somebody's house, I shit in the toilet and I leave skid marks. Guess what I'm trying to do? So I'm conscious of it. They got a toilet bowl scrubber. Guess what I'm doing? I'm getting them skid marks out. I don't want people to think I'm a dirty motherfucker. So clean up after yourself. And I'm real cautious when I go to people's houses. I'm like, hey, I don't want to seem like I'm dirty. And, like, I even at restaurants, like, me and you had this conversation. Your mom worked in the service food industry for a while. It was like, yo, you notice me and you, we the two people out of the group that's always putting, like, what are we doing? I'm folding up my napkin. Yeah. I'm putting it on the main plate. I'm stacking plates. I'm putting glasses on top of glasses. So I have that natural connotation to, like, go to clean up after yourself. Don't leave places messier than you were. It's like, in most cases, I got to stop myself from cleaning up. I'm like, why the fuck am I cleaning up? I'm paying for a service. Like, cleaning my car, I'm like, yo, man.
But that goes back to perspective and perception. Like, us having parents that worked in the service industry. However you want to look at the service industry, like, that's how we was raised to do kind of stuff like that. So I understand that perspective.
So it's like, clean up after yourself. And it was like one of her main points was like, it's also one of my points, but it's like running to the internet and telling all your business. That's what everyone wants to do. Me and you have a lot of pushback on this perspective. Oh, being an open book and being private. I'm on the side of, I'm like Prince Sade. You ain't gonna know shit about my life. Maybe 20 years down the line, you might find out, be like, oh yeah, he was with Thames, or he was with. This is me manifesting Georgia Smith. Hey, Justin Martin from Houston. All these beautiful women. But I'm saying, it just goes to like show you like I'm private. You're like, yo, I'm an open book. It's nobody's business. It's like, nigga, no, I'm not ashamed, but I don't just want nobody openly talking about my shit, my business. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not your business. Why are you talking about it? And it's
I say I agree. If you don't want people to respond to
and
it.
it's like, okay, people crying on the internet about situations. It's like,
Once again, if you don't want the attention, now if you just doing it because there are some people who they might not have the friendship we have sees, where they have friends that and they feel like the people online is the closest thing to friends they have. No, I mean, so they just don't want to keep it to themselves. That's different. But then to get mad about the attention you receive from it, well, you put yourself out there.
it's like people that are legitimately like, when they say they're like, yeah, I'm being transparent, and they're showing this is what they want to put out into the world. It's like, yo, I want to let y'all know life is real. I'm going through X, Y, and Z. And even if they do, they're like, these same conversations we've had. I already talked to my family and friends. I'm talking to y'all as followers and people on the internet.
But who are doing it just for attention from what she was trying to say, like I definitely agree. Like that you need to outgrow that. She also had bragging about being fucked up.
So when we were like, I say once we hit 30, it was like, I said, all right, boss.
So you don't walk into one house and see all the empty bottles they have as trophies?
It was now it's like I look at how many full bottles you have. A nice thing.
Shout out to MGH. That nigga got an amazing bar.
Hey, if you got some full bottles, I'm looking at you. Oh, when I go to a nigga house and he say, "Oh, I hardly drink that." Oh, you bringing out the good shit. Shout out to MGH. You brought the good shit out for us.
What good shit he brought out for you?
Nika?
Man, that nigga ain't bring that out. He bought that. Nigga, he bought that. Nigga, I'm talking about what was actually in his bar.
Hey. Added to the repertoire. Just like, hold up, wait a minute.
I don't think that was added.
Yeah, it was some good shit. It was smooth.
Okay, cool.
Hey, but I'll say this. Did I not put you onto the Delirium, MGH? Delirium and Golden Drop. Some of the best Belgian beer you can get. Anywhere, find it, buy it.
But to your point, I do agree. I don't have an issue with you being with your friends and y'all telling stories about how fucked up y'all got, how drunk you got, how high you got.
That's different from Bijan at your job talking about he went out Friday and he was so fucked up he didn't wake up till 3:00 and this nigga had to be at work at 1 a.m. Yeah. What's up, Screws?
I think that's kind of fucked up. I'll say this right here. The way MGH says it, all the time, everything in moderation. If you telling me every week at work how fucked up you got on the weekend, that's a fucking problem. You shouldn't get that fucked up every weekend. Like, what the fuck is with you a grown ass man? But
or woman.
But like, for example, my birthday weekend coming up. Yo, everybody better get fucked up. C's, you better get fucked up. Rose, you better get fucked up. MGH, you better get fucked up. D Will, you better get fucked up. Nicole, you better get fucked up. Juice Man, you better get fucked up. Hey, Jess, you better get fucked up. All y'all niggas better get, because I'm going to get fucked up. But, just like we was in Houston visiting our nigga Matt, it's been a long time since you, me, Nicole got to see MGH in Houston. So
Houston, I will be back soon. I will be back.
So, fucked up. with that being said, that shouldn't be a every fucking weekend occurrence of me calling MGH on a Monday morning. Yo, let me tell you about how fucked up we got last weekend.
Like me in Germany it was literally we were on 12s. You worked 4 days, you had 3 days off. Day one off, fucked up. Day two, fucked up. Day three, I got fucked up on day two, so I'm recovering from day three, and guess what? I got to work. And then there were some times I fucked up. I was already fucked up, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get more fucked up, and on night three, I got fucked up and came up to work and G'd it out. You know what I'm saying? So it was like those opportunities. When you're in your mid-20s, once you hit like 26, for the people that had the opportunities, whether it was college, military, or just life, we developed high tolerances for alcohol. Like, yo, if you went to Germany as an 18-year-old...
That's another way of just saying y'all became alcoholics at a young age.
Hell yeah. Niggas drank like a motherfucking fish. Nigga, what you talking about?
I suggest.
Shout out to Jaeger bombs.
That bitch and her homegirls drank like a guppy.
Yo, son, do you know about... I tell niggas, you want to wake up? Don't get the regular Red Bull. Get the kiwi apple shit, the green silver can, and mix that bitch with some vodka. Don't matter the fucking vodka. Chug that shit. I guarantee you. 2 of them bitches, you'll go, hey, you just popped the molly, nigga. You just popped the fucking molly. Hey, and if you want to really get it, drink one of them shits and then get orgasmus. You take some Sambuca, the Italian liquor, the menthol shit, mix that with vodka, orgasmus, what they called it in Germany.
If you listen to
do it. You gonna have a good fucking night. A very good fucking night. Orgasmus, bitch. That's what we called it. Mix that Sambuca with that vodka.
This is a military nigga trained for this kind of abuse.
We play hard. We work hard, and we play harder. I was in training, and one of the NCOs said that shit. Black dude. He was in his late 30s. He said, hey, work hard, play harder. Rich player.
If you want to have your liver at 45, don't do this shit.
Do it. Your liver will still work. You just might have to drink a lot of water. That's why I drink coconut water now.
The last thing she said before we move into our personal list was driving reckless. Yeah, you had a lot of experiences.
I've had my experiences where I'm driving like, you would think I was from up north or from down south, like Florida or New Orleans. I'm cussing people out. Why is dickhead in my repertoire? I'm not. The last time I was in Philly was like 7 years ago. I was in Philly like 7 years ago. Why is dickhead in my repertoire? I use dickhead a lot. Nah, that's a Philly shit. I know a lot of black people that say dickhead.
Well, too many. It's not too many black. Hey, I ain't never heard a nigga say dickhead.
But he knows niggas. Ask him. He knows niggas.
He know a nigga named 2 niggas.
that's some nigga shit. That's some nigga shit too.
Yeah, hey, but the nigga's so niggerish that he's called 2 niggas.
Like I said, that's some nigga shit. Real nigga shit. Hey, RNS, real nigga shit. But I've called people assholes, motherfuckers, and you would think I'm Samuel L. Jackson in the car sometimes, and we be having a full on conversation. Bertizzi, say your testimony to this shit. Be having a full on conversation, and you see me talking about, hey, motherfucker, bitch, you better not. Nigga, you talking to me? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's like, nigga, cut me off. So raised and aggressive. I've seen like the sweetest lady in your life. 2 kids, a baby. She get in that car, she start driving. You be like, bitch, where we going?
Man, you trying to go, man. You be driving 100 miles an hour, nigga. Like, nigga, you ain't no goddamn owl. You nigga, you. Yes, you sees. Yeah, nigga, you. Nigga, you had me.
You?
Nigga, nigga, you had me in your Audi one time. We was on the way to Atlanta.
No, nigga, we was.
Well, we basically got to Atlanta, but we was still on the highway technically. And you gonna turn to me and say, you want to see something? And you smile and lick the top row of your teeth. And I'm like, the fuck is this nigga finna do? And out of nowhere, we went from going 60 to like 100. Like you did some little shit with the thing, and nigga, I went from sitting straight up to lean back in the seat. And I'm like, the fuck going on? This nigga, and I'm looking at the speed thing. We going 100 over 100 miles right now.
Hey,
And your ass, time out. And it's not like you just stayed in that one lane. You wanted to show me how effortless you could go from lane to lane. You moved lanes like 3 different times, and I had to grab you and be like, yeah, I'm good, nigga, I'm good. For you to get back to like 70.
credit to the Autobahn in Germany. But I will say, this is why, hey, certain people, you reach a certain age, it's not about the ride no more. You don't need like a fancy ass Mustang. You might be okay with the Honda, dude.
Yeah,
Slow the fuck down.
for me personally, outside of the times I've been drunk, born driver, I like to drive very boring, drive at a reasonable speed, and I don't do a lot of crazy shit on the road, which is why a place like Atlanta and Houston is not the best place for a nigga like me to get behind the wheel. Because I will be like, fuck it, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Versus me,
have
I'm gonna be like, oh nigga, you want to race, nigga? Hey, I got this rental for a fucking reason. I don't give a fuck if it's a fucking Kia K something, bitch. I'll put this bitch in sport mode and we'll drift that motherfucker. Hey, when I say float that motherfucker, we'll float that motherfucker.
Yeah, fuck with me. It takes 20. I might say let's leave it at 120 or 115. Because I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to make no last second turn to make a turn or an exit. Because I'll be like, well, I'll miss it and the GPS will redirect me and it might redirect me and it might take 5 extra minutes. But guess what? I'm going to get there.
Wait. We've been driving long enough. If you're on the highway and you're driving in the left-hand lane and you're going slower than traffic or you're going the speed limit, get in the right lane. Get the fuck over. I think it's an American thing. Motherfuckers don't know how to drive. Yes. That's the thing. If somebody gets behind you and they're tailgating you, get the fuck over.
Nigga, I've been pulled over by police for driving too slow.
So it's like, if you're in the left lane, get the fuck over.
Moving on to our personal things that you feel like, regardless of the age 25, we both, I turned 35 in less than a month. You're 34 currently, C's. What are some things that you feel like at our age and especially older that you should just not be doing no more?
How do you want it? If that's your TikTok, that's what your YouTube or your venue's about, is being your business and putting people into your lives, cool. But if not, and you're just telling some drama, some story, don't cry and run a GoFundMe, hint hint to everybody, to cry to the internet. Stop putting your personal business on the internet if you don't want the backlash and the negative fucking comments. Anything you put out there, the negativity is naturally gonna come. Here's a big one. We had a conversation last night. It was just shit, we butt heads a lot, bro. We just got different perspectives on shit. We're on different spectrums, nigga. And that's why we have a good friendship. Me and you, like, nigga, we have a lot of talks, nigga. We be talking for, we ain't got to talk for, we'll talk for 20 minutes about football and soccer and bullshit, and then have a 5 minute conversation about.
Sometimes
I'm saying we bounce on, just like you watch the game, you watch the Cleveland game that played the Cleveland Browns played the fucking Ravens, not the Ravens, the Colts. Nigga, do I give a fuck about the game? I think that both them niggas is sorry. I don't give a fuck who they have on the quarterback.
Point taken.
What I'm saying is like I'm not saying I don't care about the game, but I'm saying like it's a point in the conversation. We was like, oh yeah, I didn't know that nigga was that good. XYZ. Then we'll have a 5 minute conversation about some philosophical shit, and it'll turn into a 10 minute conversation, and then we go right back to sports, video games, comics, whatever, or whatever. Stop thinking you fucking know everything. We are the first people to tell you when we look at you, nigga. How many times do we say this shit to each other? Probably, I would say a minimum of 10 times a week. I don't know about all that. That's my phrase. I say I don't know about all that. You probably say something different. You probably be like, "Ah, nigga, ah." I think you say your phrase is I don't know, nigga. I don't look. Lean back, beard rub. I don't know. I don't know, nigga. So I say, hey, we
Name and not knowing.
if you don't know some shit, it's okay to say, nigga, I don't fucking know. I think, or hey, I've heard, but it's okay to say I don't fucking know.
And the last time that I checked, um, I, and I feel comfortable not knowing everything. Like you're comfortable saying, I need to research that more. I need to, look into that more because I don't know all the details yet or I have all the information at my disposal. One of the things for me is not talking stuff through. Like we too grown, especially at my age and people that's older than me, to not sit down and talk about stuff. Like I should be able to sit down with you, see, and we should be able to have a conversation as grown as men. Let me rephrase it, as grown as adults. Like everything shouldn't be overly emotional. Everything shouldn't be over personal. Like you have your perception, your perspective. I have my perception and my perspective. Let's come together to see can we mold those perceptions and perspectives. You might have information that I wasn't privy to. I might be like, okay, cool. I didn't know that was going on, or I didn't know this. Okay, I apologize. I didn't know that hurt your feelings. I didn't know that bothered you. Like at this age, we should be to a point where sitting down with another individual and having a sincere conversation with them about something that's going on and sincerely listening to them. Not just giving them like bird service, no, sincerely listening to them and trying to come to a understanding is something we should do as grown as adults.
So on piggyback, I hate that fucking phrase because it's some military shit. Just to piggyback off what the commander said, or here's the one word they love. Hey, this is a dictionary word. Look this up, Vert. Caveat. We gonna caveat to or piggyback off of what the commander said. But I really think the point. Refresh me real quick about your point. Just say the word, the phrase, your last point. Talking through stuff is so I'm gonna take the opposite end is letting things be how they are, letting the chips fall where they fall, being okay with the unknown and being okay with what it is. Some situations is okay. I'm gonna bring it to it's like 4 points. The third point is knowing when to let go, knowing when to cut your losses. It's okay to fail, and it's okay to say, hey, this didn't work out. Hey, I started a business. I want to flip houses. Nigga, have you seen the prices of real estate? Have you seen the prices of building material? Do you know how much it costs to lay a foundation, to buy wood for a house? It's a lot of shit that goes into it. Whether it's starting a business, whether it's starting a venture, or just having a relationship with somebody. Some people are just like, hey, I tried it with Shorty, it just didn't work out. It's okay. It's okay to say, I was wrong, it didn't work out. And it's okay to say the same thing with relationships. It's okay to say, hey, this relationship has run its course. It's okay to say this business didn't work out. I'm going to start over. Whether you're 45, 50, we see that shit all the time. People say, oh, start your own business, start your own business. A lot of people don't move because they don't want to, they got retirement funds and shit coming in. They're like, I live a comfortable lifestyle. I could make $1 million. I don't know if I want to put the time into starting a business at 50 something years old. It's okay to say that. What works for you works for you. What do you want to sacrifice? What do you want to do? That's the thing. We look around at everybody else and say, oh, this person does this online. Such and such lost $30,000 trading in one day. A lot of people ain't got the stomach for that shit. You know, some people would lose $10,000 and jump out a fucking window. You know what I'm saying? So it's different things. It's like it's okay to say I'm not willing to risk this, and it's okay to say, yo, I'm willing to risk this. It's okay to say I want to spend my money on this. I like this. You don't like to take trips every year. That's fine, nigga. I want to go to Jamaica. I want to go to Thailand. You could say, well, I could go to Chicago and go to the strip club. And this is like, nigga, I've been to Chicago. It's not much to see. Or I've been to Philly. I've been to LA. It's not much to see, nigga. I want to go see Jamaica. I want to go see, you know, Brussels, Belgium and shit. So it's okay to do that. Find out what works for you and do that. Not being able to be corrected. And the next point is being able to be wrong. We just said it earlier. If any person who feels like they can't be corrected, we're not saying you should be scolded. We're saying, hey, the perception of this, or I thought this about a situation, and someone tells you, hey, it's not really like that. Let me give you perspective on it. Let me explain it to you. And you're like, okay, I still think that's bullshit. Cool. But I can understand how someone would draw to that conclusion. Is that fair?
Yeah, man, I mean, and then adult, I feel like just on stuff. I understand that you're not perfect. All the information and all the knowledge. Like so someone telling you that you're wrong on something should not bother you when you upset. That able to tell people.
Um, a lot of times we have preconceived notions and comes again perceptions and perspective. Not being able to tell people how you really feel. It's like, hey, I think such and such is gonna react badly to when I say how I really feel. I really feel like you're spending too much money a month. You might need to chill out for a year, or you might need to save up money and to do this. And you feel like they're gonna react badly. It just comes with the territory. Some people you can just be flat out, straight up, no bars hold, no brass, say it how it is. Fuck it. It's like, hey nigga, cool. Another friend you might have to be like, yo man, maybe you not me to spend less money here and do this. Me and you have this conversation a lot. It'd be some shit where you be like, hey, I feel like you need to say when you talk to such and such this person, you probably need to say it in a way that you normally wouldn't say it. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna tell that motherfucker how it is. And we flip flopped on that shit. I really have some where I'm like, hey, bro, I would say it this way instead of just ripping the band-aid off. And you know, you would think that you're one way and I'm one way. We've literally flip flopped on that conversation. It's like, hey, you need to tell this person this. When you talk to them, say it like this. It might go over easy. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna tell them straight up, blah 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 blah. And then you flip flop, you like, hey man, I'll be like, hey Verteezy, I'm just saying, bro, check it. Like when you say it, it might come off a certain way. Maybe say it like, and you like, you like, fuck that. I'm gonna tell them how it is, and the fallout is a fallout. So it's like it's that pick and choose your battles. I said that's my caveat with that is telling people how you really feel, having a real conversation. Is if you care about somebody, it might hurt the conversation, it might be an uncomfortable conversation, but have it with them. Fuck it. You know, we're all gonna get offended. We're all gonna say some shit that people don't like. It's do you have the decorum and the emotional intelligence to say, hey man, I don't want it to seem like I'm coming off harsh. I'm really concerned about this issue or this topic is how I genuinely feel, and I only want the best for you. When you can come to that adult conversation on both parties, the person being told and the person saying it is really when you leave that you mature conversation.
Not being mindful, not being mindful of someone. I feel like if you really care about the people around you, you're gonna be mindful and thoughtful. So something as simple as like we all hanging out and you go to Burger King. Anything, let me know. Something as simple as gas, stepping out the room. If you're in the car, opening the window up. Um, Something as I'm finna smoke a cigar and you got your baby outside. Yo, is this okay to smoke around your baby? Like just being mindful. Like we adults, if you care about the people around you, like you taking their feelings into consideration, you're taking their thoughts and emotional into consideration should not be that much to ask, to be honest. Because I try to do that as best as I can when I'm doing some stuff. Like at times, and I'll say this, like how I perform, I try to, I guess, be less of myself, like in certain situations. Like if we're in situations where really yes, because like so like I told MGH recently, like me not like if I tell myself, yo, don't say nigga as much, part of my brain has to shut off and tell myself not to say nigga. And the other part is just doing whatever. It's almost like remember that movie X-Men Apocalypse? Was it no, not Apocalypse. The one before that. The Future Past. Remember that scene where Mystique was bench pressing, but she was in her human form, Raven. And Magneto said, "Yo, you spending 50% of your concentration trying to look normal. You could risk your life." And then remember, he used his powers because he got powers of magnesium, magnetism. My bad. And he basically dropped the bench bar on her. And what happened? She caught it. But what happened when she caught it? She changed to her true form. And what did he say? He said, "I'm just telling you something that can save your life." So what I mean by that is, yo, for me personally, I can't speak for you, C's. When I'm trying to actively not do something, I can't fully just be myself because there's a part of my brain that's like, don't do this.
And then I don't have a problem with people being themselves. Just know there's certain spaces and places you don't need to be. That's why I said it earlier. I made a point. I was like, why the fuck would you go somewhere you're not comfortable or where you can't be your real self?
Like you've had to fart real bad or you've had to piss real bad. And
hold up, nigga, I'm in places where I had to take a full shit and I'm looking like
but you have to engage with other people and they might get a lesser version of yourself because part of your brain and body is trying not to pass gas or shit or take that piss.
You ever had you ever been somewhere in public and it's like you ever been to an event and then you stepped outside and have a conversation with somebody and they said some shit to you that pissed you the fuck off, or it was a conversation like, yo, I'm not trying to talk about it right now. Like it was a situation where I was out at a work event and it was this chick I was talking to at the time. Me and her were going through it and she was fucking pissing me the fuck off. I was like, yo, I go back to work on fucking Monday. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Chill with your girls. I don't fucking care. I was like, to the point, I was like, yo, don't fucking call me unless you calling me to fucking apologize. I was like that heated. I was like, yo. She was like, you're an asshole. You don't care about me and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I asked you how your day was earlier. You said fuck me. And I said, hey, I'll talk to you later when you cool off. I'm like, hey. So it got to the point where it was like, yo, I went back. I had that vein popping out and shit, She had me like, this is someone I actually cared about. So it was like, to the point, it was like, you had me to the highest level of positivity. You know what I'm saying? The words of Robin Harris. And I was like, yo, I still got to interact with people. My fucking boss's boss is fucking at this event. You know what I'm saying? I'm having to shake hands and put on a fake ass smile and shit. So it's like, my main point was the caveat. It's like, is be in the spaces where you're comfortable. Conform. There's nothing wrong with conforming. We ought to conform, just like. But also be yourself. But also be yourself. It's like Find your circle, find your area comfortable. If you like being in the hood, you was a hood nigga, you like going to the hood, do that.
But to the main point, I do feel like as an adult, be mindful. Be mindful of how your actions affect other people, and be okay when your actions affect other people negatively, and be willing to say, okay, I apologize. You don't necessarily have to be like, I apologize for what I did or what I said, but I apologize for how I made you feel because my intention was not to make you feel bad.
That's another thing on both sides is perspective, not perception, perspective on how this thing that I'm saying, the statement that I'm making, is going to be perceived or perceived initially.
I tell a lot of risky jokes, a lot of edgy jokes, and I might make jokes about you or say something about something that you feel passionate about. But my intention is not to make you feel bad.
We've had some situations where it's like, I'm pretty sure this isn't going in like the group chats and shit, where conversations with other people, where it's like you would have thought that you would have made that joke, but I made the joke, and it was like you literally paused and be like, told me, you were like, damn, Carl, that is like some high level comedic shit. Like that whole setup to how you set up the joke, was genius. And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, nigga, that shit was funny as fuck. It's like, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I was like, that shit was funny.
And that's something, man, to be mindful of, stuff. Stop making excuses. Like, stop making excuses for why you're not where you want to be in life. Stop making excuses for why you did what you did. Stop making excuses. Like, own up to it. Okay, cool. If you got drunk and you slapped that whole ass, be like, man, I got drunk and slapped on the ass. Ain't my bad, man. If you not where you supposed to be in life because you don't work hard enough, okay, just say I don't work hard enough or whatever. Like, just stop making excuses because nobody want to hear a grown ass adult, not grown ass man, grown ass woman, a grown ass adult make a million excuses for why they're not successful or why they got bad behavior and why they consistently do stuff. Just own up to what you're doing, own up to what you say, and just say, boom, this is why I did it, this is why I don't do it or whatever. And it's okay. That does not mean that you're in fault. And that does not mean you're a bad person. But at the end of the day, most grown people just want to hear you take accountability for the things you say and do.
So with that, I'm gonna say taking accountability for something is when you're a grown individual, you say, hey, I don't work hard enough, or I do this too, I drink too much, I don't spend enough time with my kids, I don't.
Simple as the reason why I promoted at my job is because I'm not willing to come on my off days. Fred and Sarah are willing to come in their off days. I believe my off days are for me. That's perfectly fine, C's. Like, your time is your time. But don't say my boss don't like me.
But I mean, then
That do happen.
Then there's
a
lot of situations where there's a person on the job that can run 10 laps around these motherfuckers, and they take their off days off, but they're not going to get promoted because that's a different situation. But I'm saying when it comes to like an individual, it's like when you say statements and say things about calling. A lot of people are great at calling people out, but terrible at self-reflection and terrible at pointing the flashlight at themselves. I'm doing the self-reflection and the work. All the conversations I've had with my friends, I'll say I've had the conversation with Vertiza the most is just like, hey, bro, I try to tell you all the time. I'm like, yo, the same conversation we're saying, it's like, trust me, nigga. I've been through this shit like 8 times. The same conversation we having, the same shit we saying, is like, I'm pointing the mirror at my man. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not doing this enough. I'm not ambitious enough. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. So it's like the internal reflection several times. A lot of people are great at pointing, but not looking. Like when you're looking at a standpoint of like, hey, What do I need to do? What are my flaws? And it's like sometimes you might need to share a flaw with a friend. If somebody's fucking up, like, yo, bro, you getting drunk too much. You ain't doing this shit. You ain't doing. You said you was gonna study for this cert, or you said you was gonna go for this job, and you said you was gonna buy a house and save money for this. You was gonna pay all your debt off or buy your car. And we look at you and you're like, yo, man, you ain't did this, but it's like, nigga, what about you? You like, are you holier than thou, nigga? Are you perfect? So a lot of us can point the finger, but we can't. Sometimes some people you gotta say, I'm struggling too, nigga. I'm not higher than you. I'm on the same, I'm on the same, I'm on the same level you at. Hey, bro, nigga, I struggle with this daily. Or hey, nigga, I be telling myself I need to work harder at this. Hey, I need to lose weight too, or I need to do this. Sometimes you might have certain friends. It's like, oh, nigga, you better than me, nigga. You telling me all this bullshit, but you ain't never did it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you did. Oh, you got kids. You ain't married. You ain't got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like there's that. Sometimes you might have a friend or two where you be like, yo, man, I struggle through the same shit, or hey, I've seen it in this family member or this person, so that's why I have a certain perspective. And they told me, hey, when you get married, do this. Or I've had enough experience with seeing different friends and being around people that are married that, hey, here's my perspective on it. So sometimes I say this, sometimes you need to share to compare. It's a fucked up. It's a phrase. I'm just coming off the phrase over with my share to compare. It's like, hey, man, I'm fucked up too, nigga. I'm not perfect.
He is wanting to fight all the time, man.
Not UFC fighters, nigga.
Walk away from shit, bro. That's okay. Just I'm good, bro. You got it, bro. I'm a bitch ass nigga. I'm a punk ass nigga. You got it.
Nah. It's a caveat with this shit because some motherfuckers would be like, yeah, nigga, I punch the shit out of you, nigga. You sucker punched me. What the fuck you mean? You better be glad niggas ain't grabbed me before I punched you, nigga.
I mean, sometimes you need to stand up for yourself, but also at the same time, man, sometimes it's just, we get to the age of, man, just walk away, bro, because is the consequences of getting into it as an individual even worth it sometimes?
It's never worth it. It's never fucking worth it.
Like, so it's like, bro, I got too much to lose. Even if I do, I feel like having to deal with the backlash of the bullshit. You got it, bro. I'm a bitch ass nigga. I'm a punk ass nigga. Whatever. You got it, bro. And just leave and let him have it or her have it. So sometimes, it's just walking the fuck away sometimes.
It's like ego driven. It's like, oh, this nigga punched me. I gotta get my lick back. No, you don't. If this is the same friend you say I gotta hang out with, some relationships you could scrap. And then there's others where it's like, what was the root cause of the issue? Like, really, are you mad at this nigga? Or are you mad at the situation? I've dealt with that. I'm sure many people, it's like a lot of it's ego, different things. It's like, nigga, you challenging, like, nigga, you saying I can't fight. I'm not fit, nigga. Like, nah, nigga. Like, nigga, I do rounds with your bitch ass. What you talking about, nigga? So it's like I've dealt with that shit. Just like we're naturally competitive. I don't give a fuck. It's be like it's fucked up when I get competitive about some shit that I don't give a fuck about. Cause I do that. I'll be like, nigga, I don't play Madden on the regular. Nigga start talking shit. Guess what? I'm gonna start paying competitively. The same shit with 2K. It's like, no, bitch ass nigga. It's like, oh, I can lift this much. It's like, nigga, can you do that 10 times, nigga? Nigga, I don't even lift. I don't go to the gym, bitch. I can lift 350, 500 pounds, bitch. You in the gym on I see your bitch ass videos on TikTok, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, let your ego go. We really got to stop letting our ego drive us. There's conversation we had last night was cockiness and confidence. It's a thin line between it. When your ego's driving you, that's cockiness. When you're saying I can do something, that's confidence. You got anything on that, or you want me to move on?
Nah.
Drinking and driving. And also, we talked about it earlier, getting sloppy drunk every weekend. If you're doing shit every weekend, or you're drink every time you hang out with a certain person, and that's all you do is drink, and you don't remember what the fuck you did, it's a problem. I mean, every fucking time. If you do some shit and you don't remember, and you have to have people tell you, have you ever had a weekend, a bender? You ever had a fucking bender?
The traditional bender.
Bender. 3 days. I don't remember shit. It was like, nigga, I remember the day when I was sober, and then I went back. Nighttime, that sun went down, bitch. I was drinking like a fucking fish. And it was like, yeah, man, you was wild. You was on the table, and then my nigga, you was talking shit. We got kicked out the club. It's like, what you mean I got kicked out the club? Like, nigga, that's my favorite club. You was talking shit about a bitch. You was talking about that bitch, dropping F bombs and saying crazy shit. So it's like, and then when it hits you, you hit a certain parallel. It's like, oh, I remember 2 days ago I couldn't drink orange juice. I remember one day I got so fucked up one night. Nigga, I went to the breakfast. I went to Defect, the Donna facility, get orange juice. Nigga, I got back to the crib. I was like, I'm gonna sit this and I'm gonna watch the episode or whatever the fuck I was watching at the time. I think I had Hulu. I had like Hulu, so I was watching shit on Hulu, like old episodes of shit. Nigga, I drank one sip of that orange juice. Throw up vodka. I had orange juice and vodka that last night. That's why I don't drink Fireball. I fucking hate Fireball. So many. I've made bad decisions off of Fireball. College, military, Fireball's that drink. What drink do you drink instantly and want to throw up? For me, it's Fireball. But it's like it starts coming back to you, and you remember bits and pieces, and you're like, oh damn, I was give you that whole bullshit about, oh, that's how you really feel when you're drunk. That's really how you are. No, it's not. That's a certain aspect of yourself that you put out, but some people can get drunk and it's okay, and then other people's it can't. Which I say it's different levels to this shit, because there's some people they get fucked up and they're the clumsiest motherfucker you ever seen in your life. It's like, nah. I'm talking about like, no, nigga, give me your cup, sit your ass down, go to sleep. Other motherfuckers, I'm ready to fight everybody in this bitch. Fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your grandma, fuck your whole city you're from. Nigga, I fight all y'all niggas. Then you got some people who's like, hey, I'm trying to fuck some. Like that song was saying, I'm trying to fuck some. So, I mean, it's different levels to that shit, but it's like, control your alcohol, know what you do. And this goes to my next point. If you're a hoe, be a proud hoe. Say it strong. I'm a hoe. And I love it. I love being a hoe. It's okay. There's a lot of niggas that love hoes. And it's a lot of hoes that love hoes. So it goes both ways. If you're gonna live that lifestyle, be comfortable with it. Be comfortable with the backlash. It's like, oh, you get with a good guy and you think, hey, this is a nigga I like, this is a good nigga. I want to be with him, but I'm a hoe. That's the caveat. You might have to give it up. You might have to give it up. And then to the nigga, it's like, hey, you trying to lock up something. So like you might have to deal with some certain factors. And for the niggas, if you know you like to play the field and play around, it's okay. The player thing to do is, shorty, I like you, I like what we got going on. But I like to play the field. She's cool with that. You told her that, you know? And that's for everybody that's a hoe. Whether you a nigga, whether you a hoe ass nigga, or you just a hoe ass bitch. It's just be okay with being, we're too grown at the point to where your sexual promiscuity or your sexual preferences are having multiple partners or sleeping around or cheating. When you're in a serious relationship, you got to be comfortable with that. Start telling the truth. Be like, this is one of the conversations. Be your actual self, and you got to let everybody be comfortable with it. Not just you, but everybody be comfortable with that.
So financial issues. As we get older, man, you should just manage your money better. You shouldn't be out here always asking people for help. I don't. You shouldn't always need $20. You shouldn't always need $100. Like you should.
When it's dollars and someone asks me frequently for, that's when I'm gonna start questioning. Like, are you on drugs?
Yeah, like you shouldn't always need help. Like, do things happen where something happens where you might need, a grip from a nigga or a bitch? Like, yeah, there's times where we all have a situation. Yo, MGH man, if you hear this, yo, send your boy $500. I'm in a bind, dog. That happens. Send me that $500 for real if you got it though. But that happens. But
Don't say
now send it for real. I need it.
no.
I need it. But
Let him know. Tell him. Look him this nigga and look him in the face. Are you fucked up?
I'm in a bind, MGH. But
You might. Well, that shit, yo. I ain't gonna lie. $500.
but
What y'all niggas got going on?
but with that being said though, that shouldn't be no reoccurrence now. That shouldn't be no thing where you always asking people for help. Like, yo, you grown. So guess what? If we in August, in September, guess what? Sees, you know how much your car note is. You know how much your car note is. I mean, car insurance is. You know how much whatever your bills is for that month. You know what the fuck they are. So if you gotta cut some shit off, cut some shit off. If you gotta pick up an extra shift, pick up extra shift. If you gotta get a side hustle and donate some plasma, donate some sperm,
Or start Uber.
start Ubering, lifting, or DoorDash, and guess what the fuck? You gonna do that. If you gotta get on Prize Picks and you gotta hit a lick, hey, you better hit a lick then. But you know what the fuck your bills are every fucking month as an adult. That's some shit when you a kid, when you a child, when you first starting to understand how to pay bills and how stuff works. That's some shit that happens when you young. As you get older, you understand, yo, I can't go to the club and spend $300 with y'all this weekend because guess what happens next week? What happens next week? My light bill is $175. My water bill is $85. I can't spend $300 because I don't get paid till the following week after that. So yes, I do have $500 in my bank account right now, but I have bills coming up next week and I don't get paid till the week after that. So I have to be a responsible fucking adult. Like, these are the things as a fucking adult you need to understand. That goes back to the conversation about the hood niggas. 9 to 5 niggas understand. Yo, so yes, I may have $3,000 in my bank account today, but I got this bill coming up, that bill coming up, I got this coming up, but then I got to do this. Then, I might have to give my baby mama some money or whatever because I actually take care of my fucking kids. I don't just ignore them and let another nigga take care of them. Like, grown as adults understand their priorities and what they have to pay. And that's something that once you become an adult, you should not have financial issues to this extent if you are working an actual fucking job.
Caveat is no matter if you're every weekend, cool. Every time you go out, you spend $100 and you like to go to Applebee's. How the fuck do you go to Chili's and spend $120? Nigga, I go to Chili's now, like, well, pre-pandemic, nigga, I can go to Chili's and I can spend $25. You know what I'm saying? Now it might be 30, but I'm saying, trust me, I had a to-go box. Back in the day, Chili's, the to-go box, easy. Now it's like, I'm not trying to point women out, but it's like a lot of women that go out and like, oh, I about send me money for, oh, I can't do nothing with $30. Where the fuck are you eating? If you ain't $1,000, where the fuck are you? That same $30 you could have cooked for fucking like three. You probably could have cooked for a whole day. But who the fuck wants to eat the same jerk chicken 3 times that fucking day? You don't want to eat it, but you fucking did it because you fucking had to. Everything's high. Inflation is killing everybody. It don't matter if you make a fucking $1 million. There's people that's living paycheck to paycheck. It's debt is a real thing. Whether it's credit card debt, such thing. Like you ever heard of poor? You have a house, but you're fucking poor because you're paying a fucking mortgage. Oh, I bought a house because I don't believe in paying rent to somebody, paying their mortgage. Somebody that owns a whole fucking building, guess what they got to deal with? They got to deal with fucking tenants. People that rent out houses that got to deal with a shitty ass tenant. Guess what? AC went out. Guess what you got to do? $1,400 just to get the fucking electrician to come out. Fucking roof, fucking house, shingle shit, house insurance. This. Stop looking at everybody and thinking and living a real fucking life. So tapped into the internet and thinking that people living these real fucking. Let's look at the fucking cost. It's like, hey, shorty take fucking away from home in California and fucking Montana for fucking 12-hour shifts for 6 months out the fucking year. She can do that shit. She's fucking put the time in. People who I tell the whole fucking I'm an electrician and I started my own business, but I had to work for a shitty ass company that paid me minimum fucking wage, and I had to follow this dude. This old ass nigga that's 50 years old told me to carry his fucking tools for 16 hours a fucking day. I did that shit for 3 years until I learned the fucking game. So don't be afraid. All right, we're at the age. We're talking about age. Don't be afraid to start over, whether you're 20, 35, 45, or 50. There's 3 careers. This did that shit for bullshit that comes with that. Don't think that being in the military is a cakewalk. It's not. I don't give a fuck what job you did. I don't give a fuck if you worked in an office. Not a fucking cakewalk. This, and then every career field, 20 years did that shit come around, be a cop for fucking 20 years. How the fuck? Why the fuck would I get out the military? Got a paid pension, done fucked up my back, fucked up my knees, nigga. I ain't got no cartilage in my knees. I can't fucking hear. Trying to be a cop for 20 years. Credit to you niggas. Shout out to you. Credit to you niggas. Do that shit for another fucking 20 years. You retire when you fucking 65. Pensions. You done started 2 other businesses, a side hustle, and some other shit. You still working. You're like, I just like to work on my car on the weekend. I take care of my grandbabies and do this, all this other shit. Shout out to y'all niggas. Like, y'all, like the true hustlers. And it's like, day, but don't rob yourself of the kind of conversation we had. Thought, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't rob yourself. Enjoy the day. Say la vie. Seize the day.
Yeah,
Tomorrow. You don't know where you're gonna go, but you don't where you're gonna go and have none shit to show for it yet.
exactly. Um, but yeah, nah, just from my perspective, just to wrap it up, yeah, we just need to be more financially secure as we get older. Put ourselves in situations where we're not begging people for money or handouts. Because as you get older, you should just manage your time and your money better. You should manage your bills. If you can't take a trip, don't take a trip. If you can't spend money eating out every day, don't do that. You should just manage your money. You know how much you bring in, and you know as an adult, I can't put out more than I bring in.
Literally went to Japan for like 2 weeks, and it was like my dog. It was like, bro, I know you, and I've done my own research on Japan. Nigga, I would spend 2 hours walking up and down the floor of an electronics store, and guess what? Guess what they have a certain section for? I have an affinity and a love for Japanese pens. Yes, nigga, I'm that fucking picky that I will take a Japanese pen.
You got a couple more things, seeds, man. But yeah, man. So you got a couple other things, seeds, though, man. So let's get to the last couple things you got.
I don't know.
I can't speak for the white community, because they do what the fuck they do, regardless how old they are. As far as black people, man, I do feel like at some point when you get older, you shouldn't be a coon because you should have experienced enough racism where you should not think being a coon is okay.
My next point was stop acting like you don't know what oppression and you don't know what racism is. Every country, every race has dealt with oppression in some form, whether it's or stigmatism. A lot of times it's not racism. It's like it could be like Brits how they deal with Irish, Poles how they deal with Russians. You know what I'm saying? They think they're below or they think a certain thing. Armenians. I could go on and on and on, but it's acting like it's not a problem, even if you don't do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, from a black perspective, like I said, I can't speak on white people. From a black perspective, like I said, trying to conform to society and just ignore that some of the stuff that's going on is not going on because you're just trying to move forward or put your head down or ignore it. Yes, you should get to an age, especially when you can start having kids, that you should start thinking to yourself, yo, do I want to bring kids into a world that I'm too afraid to fight for? And that's one of my biggest things is like there's a lot of people that are adults that's in their 40s and 50s. Like, yo, was you too much of a pussy to fight for a better world? So your kids didn't have to deal with shit that you dealt with or deal with the shit they're dealing with now. Like, yo, at some point, yo, you should be like, yo, I'm 30 years old. I'm 35. I'm 40. I'm finna start having kids. I'm 27 years old. I'm finna start having kids. Like, I understand some of the stuff that's going on in the world from a racial standpoint. Like, I should be willing to admit it and try to fight against it so that when I do have kids, they don't have to deal with some of the pushback. They can have a higher ceiling than I had. So, like, yeah, I definitely like that part about just ignoring the oppression and racism exists. Yo, you should get to a certain age where no, it does exist.
Yo, whether it's Oz twins or what's the cop dude? I can't think of his name.
Brandon Tatum.
Brandon. It's just like you got so many. Don't act like it's not an issue. You see it, it's viable, it's a thing. It's okay to say, "Hey, I don't agree with everything with it. I agree." There even if they made the simple statement of like, "Hey, I agree there are some wrongdoings in this facet." I can say, "Okay, cool." He at least acknowledges minimum. At a minimum, they acknowledge there's something there. But to completely ignore it and write it off and try to disprove it, being able to be wrong, corrected, thinking everything, and thinking your shit don't stink. people alive today holier than thou. We our shit don't stink. And that, you might have certain friends. I certain perspectives like where I'm saying better than you.
It's not.
Yeah, so my main point was we think we're holier than thou and we think our shit doesn't stink. It's just like, hey, being able to admit, like, hey, I'm not perfect and I'm still doing my own journey myself. But it's like I got a perspective when it comes to that's the thing. That's the thing throughout the night is perspective and perception. It's like, hey, I don't want you to have the perception that I think I'm better than you. Perspective is like, hey, I'm fucked up too, but I'm outside you. So I can point out your flaws just like you can point out my flaws. You be like, hey bro, you don't work out enough. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you, hey bro, you need to spend less money on drinking or alcohol or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's different things. So it's like, let's stop acting like we're perfect. And let's stop thinking people think. Let's stop acting like people. Let's stop acting like we ourselves are perfect. Let's stop acting like we think people are perfect or we think that people are acting perfect.
Yeah.
It's all like, I know it's like, I said the same thing.
Everyone's living their life.
Everybody's living their life. Everybody's got flaws. And it's like sometimes you're going to have to expose those flaws to certain people. You ain't got to expose it to the world. You might just have to expose it to
Some people.
a certain people.
Yeah.
Certain...
And I agree with that, man. Like, from my perspective, I agree with you. As we get older, we should be able to not judge people as fast. Not think to ourselves, oh, this person think they're perfect. And not even hold ourselves to a standard of being perfect. Because we should be at an age where, just at 34, when I turned 35, like I said, in less than a month, I've had the ups and flows of life. I've been up, I've been down, I've been up again, I've been down again. So I understand this motherfucker's a roller coaster.
Tell them the real story. We've all been real high and we've all been real low.
Exactly.
And everywhere in between.
It's not a straight ride where nothing happens. No, you've been up, you've been down, like you've been all around, you've been real crazy. So like once you done kind of...
What is it, Six Flags?
Yeah, Six Flags. So once you've been on that Batman ride at Six Flags, you should understand, hey man, life can take all kind of turns and twists.
You know you old, right?
Life gonna take all kind of turns and twists. You shouldn't just be thinking to yourself like, yo, I can't believe that I'm still in this position. No, you might be in this position today, but you can be in this position tomorrow, and you shouldn't be looking at someone else like, yo, they still there. I can't believe they there. Because guess what? In 3 years, just because you're ahead of them today, in 3 years, they could be light years ahead of you. So, like, always be humble and mindful.
That's the thing is, as you age, be better to... I'm not saying... Don't be... We have a lot of terms and terminology that becomes assumed and misconstrued. Like, the words like meek. There was people that had a whole conversation about meek in the Bible and meek in definition. And there's like confidence and cockiness, like we talked about last night. It's so many different ways, and it's like perspective and perspectum is, as you get older, the hope is you get wiser.
Yeah, that's the hope.
And it's like, don't get to the point to where you're not
getting wiser.
And it's like, if you're confident in yourself, there's a certain strength that comes with it. But don't ever get to the point to where you're not being able to see a different perspective or being able to be corrected. So it's like, hey, you could have lived your life 50 years and find out something like, damn, I wish I had found this out or realized this when I was 28 years old.
Two things you should always have in your life is the ability to have reflection and the ability to have correction. Final thoughts, C's.
Shoot, man. Hey, I'm coming on this crux of my last semester, man. Took a lot longer than I thought, man. I learned. Trust me. You want to talk about this cybersecurity joint, the IT joint? We gonna have some conversations about some stuff, my boy. Hey, you know when Major Payne said 24 hours, 365. Y'all, it's like I was like, you will talk about cybersecurity. I'll smile at you and we'll talk for hours. Whether it's coding, general help desk stuff, cybersecurity management. Like, I'm really blessed to have gone to a school where it's like, I don't necessarily like the schedules that I have this semester, but it's like I got some real professors that have been in the field, done their things, and it's just like, yo, it's perspective. It's like, hey, if I came into the military and did what I'm doing now, I wouldn't know everything that I know now, because I could literally take what I learned from another industry, apply it to this, and, do great things. And I got a friend personally, shout out to my boy Baber, man, out in Virginia, man, Carter's Nova, selling Pokemon cards. You trying to get up, you ever in VA, and you going to these conventions, shout out to him, hey, get some good cards from my boy. But, he's doing his thing in the IT world and doing his side business and different caveats. But it's like, learning, having that perspective and say, like, hey, there's a lot of situations where it's like, people look back and it's like, yo, man, if you knew, man, you could have had this, bro, you could have did this. But back in the day, I look at perspective, I'm like, yo, what happened to Shorty? Shorty's locked up right now. You know what I mean?
And sometimes we got to remind ourselves, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about the journey you went on to get to the destination, the memories you made along the way, the things you learned. Like you said, you have a different experience than other people. There are some people who went straight into the IT field. You had the pleasure of doing the military, then joining into this. So your journey is different. And sometimes that's something we got to remember in life is we all are probably going to be end up at the same destination at some point in time. But what was the journey on your way to your destination? What stories do you have to tell? Whether you was in school for 4 years, 5 years, whether you made your first million at 25 or your first million at 60, what was the journey like? I'm going to do my final thoughts. And I remember being a kid and watching a movie called The 5 Heartbeats. And I remember thinking, damn, this is a true story. I thought this was like another version of The Temptations because, growing up in my household, The Temptations were one of the movies that got played the most, and so did The 5 Heartbeats. Just from being an adult and finding The 5 Heartbeats was a fictional story. Then I remember like watching a movie called Sugar Hill, where we had, another hood movie that I love. And then lastly, another movie called Money Talks, which was like just a hilarious movie. In 5 Heartbeats, there was a dude named Eddie Kane. And he was basically like Paul Williams in Temptations. He was drunk, like he stayed getting drunk. He was the member in the crew that just kept getting fucking up.
Hold up.
And they had to kick him out.
So the 5 Heartbeats never existed.
No, they never existed.
Like, seriously, there's
no 5 Heartbeats.
Like,
is there a heart in the house tonight?
I'm saying, bro, that movie felt so real, man.
So, and then in Sugar Hill, like you had Wesley Snipes and his brother, and they had a father. I think it was not Samuel Jackson. I want to say Clarence Williams was the father in the movie, but they, the brother basically fed him a pure shot of heroin that killed him because he hated him so much. And that was such a hood classic. And then lastly, Money Talks. I'm talking about Michael Wright, y'all. He played, the childhood friend of Chris Tucker in the movie and gave him some guns. And at the final scene where they was in, like, I think the football arena or stadium, and they needed help, You know, got them Michael Rice characters with all the other gangsters and they helping him out. You know, Chris Tucker's character, that is, you know, try to clear his name and stuff like that. You know, in the black community, we have so many black actors and actresses that they're not Denzel, they're not Will Smith, they're not Samuel Jackson, they're not Angela Bassett, they're not Taj P. Henson, they're not Halle Berry, but they are in integral TV shows and movies that we grew up watching and are a mainstay in our society. And Sugar Hill and The Five Heartbeats and Money Talks are black movies that most black people have seen and love. And shout out to Michael Wright, man, his family, man. Passed away 70 years old, man. That's a good age to pass away at. He could have lived a little bit longer, but shout out to him, man, for giving us this art that we can go back and watch. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, before my birthday come around, I'm gonna rewatch Money Talks because that's one of my favorite comedies. I'm gonna rewatch Sugar Hill because that's an underrated hood classic. And you best believe I'm going to rewatch Is There a Heart in the House Tonight? I'm going to rewatch The Five Heartbeats, written and directed by the great Robert Townsend.
Hey, hit that note. Oh.
In the words of Airbnb and Rakim, peace.
Hey, I might not see you that often, but I'm still here, baby.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.